Spiritual maturity is not a destination, but a lifelong journey, a continuous unfolding of deeper understanding, self-awareness, and a profound connection to the divine. This journey is often sparked by an inner yearning for meaning and purpose, a desire to understand the mysteries of existence, and a deep-seated need to know oneself beyond the superficial layers of identity and ego. As individuals walk this path, they begin to recognize the intricate interplay between their thoughts, emotions, and actions, and how these elements either support or hinder their spiritual growth. However, this recognition is only the first step. The true challenge lies in the deliberate and often painstaking process of shedding old habits, thought patterns, and attachments that no longer serve their higher purpose. This process, akin to a spiritual alchemy, transforms the individual, allowing them to align more closely with their true self and the divine. 1. Embracing authenticity, the path to self-integrity. Authenticity is the cornerstone of spiritual maturity. It is the practice of living in alignment with one's true self, free from the distortions of societal expectations, cultural conditioning, or the need for external validation. Embracing authenticity requires a profound commitment to self-exploration and honesty, as it involves peeling back the layers of identity that have been constructed over time, often in response to external pressures or the desire to belong. For highly conscious individuals, authenticity is not just a choice but a necessity. They understand that to live authentically is to live in harmony with their inner truth, which means consistently aligning their thoughts, words, and actions with their deepest values and beliefs. This journey toward authenticity often begins with a period of introspection, where individuals question their motives, desires, and the roles they play in their lives. They may ask themselves questions like, am I living in a way that truly reflects who I am? Or am I pursuing goals that resonate with my deepest passions and purposes? Or am I merely following the path that others expect of me? Through this process, they identify aspects of their lives where they may have compromised their authenticity for the sake of acceptance, success, or comfort. However, embracing authenticity is not without its challenges. It often requires the courage to stand alone, to resist the pull of conformity, and to face the discomfort of being misunderstood or judged. It may involve making difficult decisions, such as changing careers, ending relationships, or moving away from environments that no longer align with their true selves. But for highly conscious individuals, the rewards of living authentically far outweigh these challenges. Authenticity brings with it a sense of inner peace, as they no longer feel the need to wear masks or live up to others' expectations. It allows them to build relationships based on genuine connection rather than pretense, and to pursue goals that truly fulfill them. Over time, as they continue to practice authenticity, they develop a strong sense of self-integrity. This integrity is not about being perfect or infallible, but about being true to themselves, even in the face of adversity. It is about owning their mistakes, learning from them, and continuing to grow. In this way, authenticity becomes a guiding principle in their lives, helping them navigate the complexities of the human experience with clarity, confidence, and a deep sense of purpose. 2. Avoiding superficiality, cultivating depth in a shallow world. In a society that often values appearances, status, and material success over genuine connection and inner fulfillment, it is easy to fall into the trap of superficiality. Superficiality, in this context, refers to the tendency to focus on the external aspects of life, how things look, what others think, and how one is perceived, rather than on the deeper, more meaningful aspects of existence. This superficial approach to life can lead to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction, as individuals may find themselves constantly striving for approval, admiration, or validation, yet never feeling truly fulfilled. Highly conscious individuals, however, recognize the limitations of superficiality. They understand that true fulfillment cannot be found in the pursuit of external success, popularity, or the accumulation of material wealth. Instead, they seek depth, a life rich in meaning, purpose, and authentic connection. This depth is cultivated through a commitment to self-awareness, personal growth, and the pursuit of spiritual wisdom. Rather than seeking to impress others or fit into societal norms, They focus on what truly matters to them, whether it is fostering deep relationships, contributing to the well-being of others, or pursuing a path that aligns with their spiritual values. Avoiding superficiality requires a conscious effort to shift focus from the external to the internal. This might involve questioning societal norms and values, critically examining the media and messages that one is exposed to, and developing a practice of mindfulness or meditation to stay connected to one's inner self. It also involves embracing vulnerability, being willing to show one's true self, flaws and all, rather than hiding behind a facade of perfection or success. Highly conscious individuals understand that vulnerability is not a weakness but a strength, as it allows for deeper, more authentic connections with others. Moreover, avoiding superficiality involves cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. In a superficial mindset, there is often a fear of not having enough success, enough recognition, enough love, which can drive individuals to constantly seek more, even at the expense of their well-being. Highly conscious individuals, however, operate from a place of abundance. They trust that they have enough, and that they are enough, just as they are. This mindset frees them from the endless pursuit of more, and allows them to focus on what truly enriches their lives: meaningful experiences, deep connections, and personal and spiritual growth. In practical terms, this might look like prioritizing relationships over career advancement, choosing simplicity over excess, or seeking experiences that foster growth and learning, rather than those that merely entertain or distract. By doing so, highly conscious individuals create a life that is not only fulfilling but also deeply aligned with their true values and spiritual aspirations. They understand that in a world obsessed with appearances, cultivating depth is an act of resistance and a path to true happiness and peace. 3. Taking responsibility for emotions, the power of emotional ownership. Emotions are a fundamental part of the human experience, and how we manage them plays a crucial role in our overall well-being and spiritual growth. For many, emotions can feel overwhelming or out of control, leading to reactions that are more reflexive than reflective. This is where the tendency to blame external circumstances or other people for how we feel often comes into play. It's easier to say, "You made me angry," or "This situation is stressing me out," than to take a deeper look at what's really going on inside. Highly conscious individuals, however, understand that emotions are not something that simply happens to them. They are a response to how they perceive and interpret their experiences. This understanding empowers them to take full responsibility for their emotions. Rather than seeing emotions as something to be controlled or suppressed, they view them as valuable signals that can provide insight into their inner world, into their needs, desires, fears, and unresolved issues. Taking responsibility for emotions involves a process of emotional ownership. This means acknowledging that while external events can trigger emotional responses, the emotions themselves arise from within, shaped by one's beliefs, perceptions, and past experiences. For example, if someone feels hurt by a comment, rather than immediately blaming the other person, a highly conscious individual might ask, "Why did this comment trigger me? What belief or past experience is influencing my reaction?" This level of introspection allows them to understand the root cause of their emotions and to address any underlying issues that may be contributing to their emotional responses. Emotional ownership also involves accepting all emotions, both positive and negative, without judgment. Highly conscious individuals understand that emotions are not inherently good or bad, they are simply part of the human experience. By accepting their emotions, they are able to process and release them more effectively, rather than getting stuck in patterns of repression or denial. This acceptance doesn't mean wallowing in negative emotions, but rather acknowledging them, understanding their source, and then making a conscious choice about how to respond. Furthermore, taking responsibility for emotions allows for greater emotional resilience. When individuals take ownership of their emotions, they are less likely to be thrown off balance by external events or other people's actions. They develop the ability to respond to challenges with calmness and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively or defensively. This emotional resilience is a key aspect of spiritual maturity, as it enables individuals to maintain their inner peace and sense of self, even in the face of adversity. Highly conscious individuals also understand the importance of emotional regulation, developing strategies to manage their emotions in healthy and constructive ways. This might include practices such as mindfulness, deep breathing, or journaling, which help to create space between the trigger and the response. By regulating their emotions, they are able to respond to situations in ways that are aligned with their values and higher self, rather than being driven by automatic reactions. Ultimately, taking responsibility for emotions is about empowerment. It's about recognizing that while we may not have control over external events, we do have control over how we interpret and respond to them. This realization is liberating, as it allows individuals to take charge of their emotional well-being and to use their emotions as a tool for growth and self-discovery, rather than being controlled by them. 4. Maintaining inner peace, the foundation of spiritual resilience. In a world filled with uncertainty, conflict, and external pressures, maintaining inner peace can seem like a daunting task. However, for highly conscious individuals, inner peace is not just a fleeting state of calm, it is the foundation of their spiritual resilience. This inner peace is rooted in a deep and unwavering connection to their true self and the divine, a connection that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. Maintaining inner peace involves cultivating a state of equanimity, where one remains calm and composed in the face of life's challenges and disruptions. This doesn't mean being indifferent or detached from the world, but rather being able to navigate the ups and downs of life with a sense of balance and perspective. Highly conscious individuals achieve this by regularly engaging in practices that nourish their inner being, such as meditation, prayer, or spending time in nature. These practices help them to stay grounded and centered, even when external conditions are chaotic or stressful. A key aspect of maintaining inner peace is developing a sense of self-assurance that is independent of external validation. Highly conscious individuals understand that their worth is not determined by their achievements, possessions, or the opinions of others. Instead, their self-assurance comes from knowing who they are at their core, a spiritual being having a human experience. This deep sense of self-worth allows them to remain unaffected by criticism, rejection, or the judgments of others. They do not seek approval or validation from the outside world because they are secure in their own identity. Another important element of inner peace is the ability to let go of control. Many people struggle with the need to control every aspect of their lives, believing that doing so will bring them security and happiness. However, this need for control often leads to stress, frustration, and a constant state of anxiety, as it is impossible to control everything. Highly conscious individuals recognize the futility of trying to control life's outcomes and instead practice surrender, trusting that everything is unfolding according to a higher plan. This surrender is not about giving up or being passive, but about releasing the need to control and allowing life to flow naturally. In addition to letting go of control, maintaining inner peace involves cultivating a mindset of acceptance. This means accepting life as it is, rather than constantly wishing for it to be different. Highly conscious individuals understand that resistance to what is only creates suffering, whereas acceptance allows for peace and clarity. This acceptance is not about complacency or resignation, but about acknowledging reality and then choosing how to respond in a way that aligns with their higher self. Inner peace is also maintained through the practice of mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. By staying present, highly conscious individuals are able to experience life more fully and to respond to situations with greater awareness and intentionality. They are not caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. Instead, they focus on what is happening right now, knowing that this is the only moment they truly have control over. Finally, maintaining inner peace involves cultivating compassion both for oneself and for others. Highly conscious individuals understand that everyone is on their own unique journey, and that no one is perfect. They practice self-compassion by being gentle with themselves when they make mistakes or fall short of their ideals. They also extend this compassion to others, recognizing that everyone is doing the best they can with the resources they have. This compassion helps to create a sense of connection and understanding, which further supports their inner peace. By maintaining inner peace, highly conscious individuals are able to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. They are not easily swayed by external events or the opinions of others because their sense of self and peace comes from within. This inner strength allows them to remain grounded and centered, no matter what life throws their way. 5. Consistent effort in spiritual growth, the daily commitment to evolving. Spiritual growth is not a one-time event or a destination that one reaches and then is done. It is a lifelong journey that requires consistent effort, dedication, and a willingness to continually evolve. While moments of crisis or intense spiritual experiences can act as catalysts for growth, true progress is made in the daily, seemingly mundane moments of life. Highly conscious individuals understand that spiritual growth requires a daily commitment to practices that keep them connected to their higher self and the divine. These practices may include meditation, prayer, journaling, mindful movement, or acts of service. What is important is not the specific practice, but the consistency with which it is done. By making spiritual practice a part of their daily routine, they create a strong foundation for growth and transformation. Consistency in spiritual practice also helps to reinforce the lessons learned during moments of crisis or challenge. It is easy to be motivated to grow when faced with difficulties, but it is in the calm, uneventful times that true growth occurs. During these periods, highly conscious individuals focus on deepening their practice, integrating the insights they have gained, and preparing themselves for the next phase of their journey. Moreover, consistent effort in spiritual growth involves a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Growth often requires stepping outside of one's comfort zone and facing aspects of oneself that may be difficult or painful to acknowledge. Highly conscious individuals understand that this discomfort is a necessary part of the process, and they are willing to do the inner work required to heal and transform. This might involve examining limiting beliefs, healing past wounds, or letting go of attachments that no longer serve them. Another important aspect of consistent effort in spiritual growth is the practice of self-reflection. Highly conscious individuals regularly take time to reflect on their thoughts, actions, and experiences with the goal of gaining greater self-awareness and insight. This reflection helps them to identify areas where they may be out of alignment with their values or where they need to make changes in order to grow. By being honest with themselves and taking responsibility for their growth, they are able to make continuous progress on their spiritual journey. In addition to self-reflection, consistent effort in spiritual growth involves the practice of self-discipline. This means being willing to do what is necessary for growth, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Highly conscious individuals understand that spiritual growth is not always easy or comfortable, and they are willing to put in the effort required to achieve their goals. This might involve setting aside time each day for meditation, choosing to respond to challenges with love rather than fear, or making changes in their lifestyle that support their spiritual well-being. Finally, consistent effort in spiritual growth requires patience and trust in the process. Spiritual growth is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. Highly conscious individuals understand that there will be times when progress seems slow or when they face setbacks, but they trust that each step they take is bringing them closer to their higher self. They are patient with themselves in the process, knowing that growth is a journey, not a destination. By making a consistent effort in their spiritual growth, highly conscious individuals are able to continuously evolve and deepen their connection to the divine. They understand that true spiritual growth is not about achieving perfection, but about making progress one step at a time. Through their daily commitment to growth, they create a life that is aligned with their highest values and aspirations. 6. Self-realization, the ultimate goal of spiritual growth. Self-realization is the ultimate goal of spiritual growth, the process of coming to know and embody one's true nature as a spiritual being. This journey of self-discovery involves a deep questioning of life, a willingness to look beyond the surface, and a commitment to uncovering the root causes of one's problems and limitations. Highly conscious individuals are not content with superficial solutions or quick fixes. They are driven by a deep desire to understand the true nature of existence and to realize their highest potential. This requires a relentless pursuit of truth, a willingness to challenge one's own assumptions, and the courage to face difficult and uncomfortable truths. The journey of self-realization begins with the recognition that the self is not the ego, the personality, or the body, but rather a divine consciousness that transcends these limited identities. This realization often comes through moments of spiritual awakening experiences that reveal the interconnectedness of all life and the underlying unity of existence. However, these moments are just the beginning of the journey. The true work of self-realization involves integrating this understanding into every aspect of one's life. This integration requires a process of purification, where individuals let go of the false identities, beliefs, and attachments that have kept them from realizing their true nature. This process can be challenging, as it often involves facing aspects of oneself that have been hidden or denied. However, it is also deeply rewarding, as it leads to a profound sense of inner peace, clarity, and fulfillment. Highly conscious individuals understand that self-realization is not something that can be given to them by someone else. It is something that must be discovered and nurtured from within. They are willing to put in the effort required to peel back the layers of conditioning and ego and to get to the core of their being. This process is often accompanied by periods of solitude and introspection, as they seek to connect more deeply with their inner self and the divine. Self-realization also involves a commitment to living in alignment with one's true nature. This means making choices and taking actions that reflect one's highest values and aspirations. Highly conscious individuals understand that true freedom comes from living in accordance with their highest self, rather than being driven by the desires and fears of the ego. They are willing to make sacrifices and to let go of anything that is not aligned with their true nature in order to live a life of authenticity and purpose. In addition to personal growth, self-realization also involves a deepening connection with the divine. Highly conscious individuals understand that they are not separate from the divine, but rather an expression of it. This understanding leads to a deep sense of oneness with all of life and a commitment to serving the greater good. They see their spiritual growth as part of a larger process of awakening that is happening on a global scale, and they are committed to being a force for positive change in the world. Ultimately, self-realization is about coming to know and embody one's true nature as a divine being. It is a journey of continuous growth and transformation, as individuals seek to align more closely with their highest self and the divine. While the journey may be challenging, it is also deeply rewarding, as it leads to a life of profound peace, love, and fulfillment. The journey toward higher consciousness and spiritual maturity is a deeply personal and ongoing process. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to continuously challenge oneself and grow. While the path may be difficult at times, with moments of discomfort and challenge, each step forward contributes to your growth and transformation. It's important to remember that spiritual growth is not about achieving perfection, but about making consistent progress, however small. Each small step, taken with intention and mindfulness, builds upon the last, creating a strong foundation for lasting change. As you continue on this journey, embrace each step with an open heart, knowing that even the smallest changes can lead to profound growth. Trust in the process, and know that every challenge, every moment of discomfort, is an opportunity for growth and transformation. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to leave a comment saying, "I embrace each step of my journey toward higher consciousness, knowing that even small changes lead to profound growth." Your support and engagement are deeply appreciated, and as always, I wish you a beautiful day filled with peace, love, and self-discovery.